Hello everyone, my name is Robbo and today I'm going to be showcasing the Super Saiyan Gohan and Trunks card. Now I've been having quite a bit of fun with this. It's a pretty solid card. I wouldn't say it's anything spectacular, but it's pretty good defensively, and when it transforms it's pretty decent on the offense as well. So I've personally built mine with additionals for now. I may change it in the future, but I'm focusing on the more defensive side of it for the time being. As he stacks, it doesn't stack. For one turn, he boosts his attack and defense depending upon if he's supering or not. So it does make him a fairly defensive unit, but when he transforms, he loses his defensive capabilities and becomes a full-out attacker. So might change to crit because you want that exchange skill, because he has a revival skill in there. So that definitely it's probably worth putting into crit. So I'll probably change that in the future, but he's been pretty fun to use. Anyway, I'm going to take him into the Gods event to show off his tanking and his damage, so let's get into it. Right, I managed to get a friend Gohan in here as well, so we're going to be able to have one on each rotation. That revival skill is going to save our ass at some point. But anyway, the team we've got, I'm running Bond of Master Disciple / Connected Hope, because that's the categories they lead. It's full AGL team apart from the Goku and Vegeta on the end there. Before anybody asked, yes, the blue coin account, but I got them through tickets, which we could earn, so that's why they're sort of on the account. Anyway, I've got the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Trunks, because he's a great tank. I've got Margarita for decent support, I suppose, but she's just mainly there. She was the last thing I need, and she's decent on the defense. So that's why she's there. I have got the AGL Mai, who is very good defensively and will buff up AGL. So that makes her very, very useful to have. And I've got Gumku, just because I needed another one, and his damage is really good. He's not too great on the old defense, but as long as you protect him, you should be okay. Now, unfortunately, I didn't actually get one of the Gohan and Trunks on the first rotation, so we're going to have to wait a while to see him. Margarita in this, her dodging was fantastically sort of good. It's so useful. Anyway, this is actually the first time I attempted a God event on here. I failed it once because I got unlucky with the revival skill. So anyway, got a pretty hefty defense here, you know. It's very impressive. Very impressive defense, considering this is prior to them supering or anything. So, it is impressive. It's always worrying when you're taking that many attacks at slot 1 in the God event, but you can kind of risk it a bit with this Gohan and Trunks. Now, Bomku is going to really sort of benefit from this as well. They are an orb changer, so he can kind of benefit quite nicely off it. I just need to get the other Trunks onto the other rotation so that I've got solid tanks on both. See, look at that, 1400, that's really good. I know it's type advantage, obviously, for me, but that's still really good. And their damage is pretty impressive as well. I mean, this is when they're more defensively oriented, but that was a pretty hefty amount of damage for a defensive unit. You know, that's 2 crits which are pumped out over 5 million, so very impressive. Bomku's so good. He's so underrated. I know his defense isn't great, but he's very fun to use still. Look at that. Decent amount of damage. He just can't tank. To be fair, it's not a disaster. I bought Princess Snake because I knew that I would need the heal and damage reduction at some point. So that's why that was the first item I had to bring. Now this rotation they should be fine, because I'm going to throw in the Princess Snake here because we're way too low on HP to not use it. But I want the Mai to really rotate out, because I'm kind of fine with Trunks staying on rotation. With the Margarita will be floated out afterwards, because I'm going to keep Trunks with the Gohan and Trunks in all likelihood, just because it's 2 good tanks to have on rotation then. And Mai, I want her kind of floating between the 2 rotations. She's a good slot 3 to have. I mean, she's going to tank those easy. But Gohan, again, he is just really good. Like, his damage is going to be very impressive once he transforms. I only actually transform one of them, because I don't actually fulfill the transformation conditions for the other one at any point. It's funny, I managed to just heal over the sort of required threshold each time. So, not intentionally at all, it's just I've somehow managed that. I go straight for the transformation with Goku and Vegeta just to guarantee I can see the supers for a few turns. I need to protect the Gogeta a little bit because obviously he doesn't have type advantage. So that's why he's usually at the back to make sure he's not staying on rotation. By the way, I think I kept the Japanese on, didn't I, for that. That's only because I had to move this account back onto my BlueStacks, and I forgot to change settings. Although, in a lot of cases, the JP voice lines are much better in terms of delivery. Right, we'll be safe this turn. I really want to get hit pretty hard, though, so that I can try and trigger the revival skill next turn. Thing is, these guys, they just don't take damage. They're really good. Like, obviously, when you get the Super Battle Road and stuff like that and there's type advantage against them, you're going to need to use like an item if they're getting hit too many times at the first slot. Thing is to remember, when you transform him, he loses all of his defense. All he gets is a 58% damage reduction, and that's only once you've used the revival skill. So he that is very good. You got to make sure he's the one getting knocked out as well to trigger the revival skill. And here we go. We get the transformation. You don't get to see it because I did it in the previous one, unfortunately. Like I say, I did fail the last run. I got to about 2 bars left, and the wrong person took a super attack. But that's kind of the way it goes in this. I'm trying to trigger the revival skill here, because I want that damage reduction for one, and I just want the Gohan to be doing the animation as well. I really like this. I think the animations they've got for the Gohan and Trunks are really nice. I wouldn't go out your way to summon them though. Not with the anniversary coming up. The anniversary is just too good to not summon on. So save your stones for that. I would say there is it's about like £3.49 ticket pack. I'd go for that on the off chance that you could get them, because you could do. It is a double SSR rate banner, so you never know. That's the only one I would advise for a regular account. I only did this because this is blue coin, so they're the only banners I summon on. Damn, that's just insane. They're defensively strong in this form, and they're hitting for 3.6 with crits. And the thing is, that's a good example of where you don't need additionals, because you've just triple supered. By the way, there's no dodges. I'm not putting dodge in any. I don't put dodge in anything other than int units and the STR Vegeta. Nothing else gets dodge. Nothing, because 3 dodge is stupid in my opinion. I know there's people who swear by it, but the problem is the amount of times I've seen different people showcase and they've gone, just rely on the 3 dodge, just like you've relied on that so much. You clutch on a 3 dodge now, which is a tiny chance. I'd rather have the extra crit or the extra additional chance. That's just me personally, but I don't rate 3 dodge. The thing is, my dodge lock is bad with... I mean, my AGL UI Goku doesn't dodge all the time. In fact, I think I had it get hit 4 times out of 5 attacks in one Super Battle Road attempt, so that wasn't very happy. So now, I can't put Gohan at the front, really. I know he's got damage reduction, and I probably could with the snake, actually. I could have done that then. I was kind of paranoid this turn. Gohan only has that damage reduction, and I think a 58% boost to his defense, which is honestly not great, especially in the God event. So I threw Gogeta up front and used the snake. Like I say, I could have put Gohan at the front then, but he gets better. He got better access to Ki being in the middle there. So it's funny that I actually floated off the Trunks. Oh, I did it because there was a super attack in the last slot, so I couldn't leave Gogeta there. And here we go. Gohan hits for 2.7 without a crit. Just a monster. I think he's really good. I don't think he's top tier. I think he'd just be outside of it, but I think he is very good. He's very fun to use. And he's on like 8 or 9 different categories. The problem I have is that the Blue Coin account doesn't at the minute have great support for, or at least I don't currently have good support for Bond of Master and Disciple or Connected Hope. Like, I've got really bad teams for them, so like my best team for either of those wouldn't be much better than what you're seeing here. It's really bad. Now this is a pretty safe rotation. The only one that's going to really take damage is Goku. So I kind of took a risk putting Marg at the back there. I was relying heavily on her dodge, to be honest. Which is not a good thing to do, considering I just sort of talked shit about 3 dodge, but I had to. That's the thing with the God event, you have to take the chance with those things. Unfortunately, I don't have Caulifla on this, so I couldn't, like, cheese an extra slot by using her. And Bonku, you're just... he's so good. He really is. Like, mine's not duped out, which is hurting him because he's not getting any hidden potential sort of additionals or crits, so that does hurt him, but he's still putting in some work. This had me worried though. If I didn't dodge this, I think we might have been in a lot of trouble there. Anyway, I know this is the last turn. I'm pretty confident that Gohan can tank this thanks to his damage reduction, and providing he does, we've done it. So first God of Destruction event I've completed on this account, and it's all thanks to that Gohan, really. The amount of damage he's output, the amount of damage he's tanked, he's just really good. Oh, and he gets the addition. That's the first additional I think he's actually gotten since he transformed. Anyway, that'll be the end of it. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you want me to do showcase of him in Super Battle Road or in Legendary Goku event, just say below, because I'd be happy to. I'd like to do more Dokkan stuff. I do enjoy playing Dokkan. It's just, you know, the market is so saturated with Dokkan content. Although I put content in quotation marks, as 90% of them are summons or 5 videos going over the exact same thing about what's going on sort of in the next update. But anyway, if you want to see more Dokkan stuff, say below. If you want to see me use this in Super Battle Road or your Legendary Goku event, say there too. Be happy to do it. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.